exactly who you are.
Okay, don't tell me what you're gonna do. Just ask the question.
Okay.
We'll do that.
Yeah, and
In
yes, and as if it was in the talk show, you know. So here, Omar is joining us.
Yeah.
So whenever you want.
Voilà, on est toujours sur Radio New Morning, émission Soundcheck avec DJ JP Mano. Omar vient de s'asseoir à côté de moi. Omar, bonjour.
Bonsoir.
Bonsoir.
Bonjour. Yes, hello.
Nice to meet you in Paris for a new gig at the New Morning.
Thank you. It's always good to come back to the New Morning.
Okay, so the very first question I like to ask is about what was your very first motivation to go on stage and do music?
I've always been a bit of a performer as a young boy. I was playing the drums by the time I was 5. Then I played the piano, guitar, percussion, sort of by the time I was 8, 9, 10 years old. But I didn't start writing my own music until I was about 14. When I turned 15, 16, my father had a record label called Congo Dance. And he was looking for some soul music because before this it was just reggae music. He had a reggae band called Jalayan.
Right.
And my brothers had a young band called Burning Bush. So I needed some soul music. So this is when I started to write that music. And then of course if you write the music you have to perform as well.
And it was something absolutely natural for you.
Yeah, I mean,
because you made your first performance with Karen Wheeler, if I do remember, in '85.
My first single, no, that wasn't my first single, that was like my third single.
First single.
My first single was when I was 16, and that was called Mr. Postman. That was for my dad's label. But before this, I was classically trained. I was playing in youth orchestras, brass bands, choirs, brass quartets, things like this, you know.
And what was the big influence? Because there were some great groups by the time, like Loose Ends or people like this.
No, Loose Ends wasn't around at that time. When I first started, I was listening to Stevie Wonder,
right.
Jeff Lorber, Police, Michael Jackson, singers like John Holt, Dennis Brown, Bob Marley, you know, old school music like this. Before, you know, Loose Ends came just before me, you know what I mean, and then Soul to Soul was around the same time when I was making the music. So yeah, we all kind of came at that same time.
And how can you explain what was that special to soul music from England to be able to go all around the world?
Well, our thing is the Caribbean, the West Indian influence. You know, the stuff from America is gospel and jazz, where ours is more jazz and reggae. You know what I mean? There's that different West Indian thing which nobody can do except for us from England. You know, that's where you get grime music. That's where you get jungle music. You know what I mean? It's very peculiar to the UK. And that's just how we do it. We just do it slightly different. But it reaches around the world, you know, because we've got that bass rhythm, we've got the bass, we've got the drums. You know what I mean? That kind of thing really speaks to people.
Okay, and how could you call your music? Because most of the time it's difficult to classify you as a musician, as a singer. Soul, neo-soul, acid jazz.
Yeah, I mean, you know, people have tried to label me. When I first started, it was acid jazz. Then it was neoclassic soul, and then it was neo-soul. And I like to say it's soul music, you know what I mean? Because that's kind of where my influence is from. You know, I like rare groove styles of music. But, you know, Stevie Wonder was the biggest influence for me, basically. But I put my reggae twist on that kind of thing.
Okay, and nowadays, is it always that easy to keep on doing the same thing you did 30 years ago, almost or more, or do you have to adapt your music and your style, even your style of singing to
I find that I've been doing that anyway. You know, this is 8 albums I've made. I've been making music for 34 years. And I still seem to be current, you know. I got 16-year-olds, 15-year-olds, 14-year-olds that know my music. and I still seem to be able to perform, you know. And it's because I have that fire in my belly when I make the music that I always when that fire goes out, then that's probably when I stop making the music. But as long as I enjoy making it and I feel excited and I love doing what I do, then you know I'll keep making the music.
And you also made a lot of collaboration. And the first one I discovered from you is the one with Mickey Paris. Should have been there. I
should have known better.
Which is one of my favorite songs ever.
Thank
and I just would like to know if you keep on working with new artists, a new scene today in England or wherever, I don't know.
You ask me if I will.
If you are.
If I am, yeah. At the moment, there's a girl group called Le Chavu in the States, 3 girls, and it's a tune that I've just done with them that I'm really excited about. We've been doing it for the last 3 years, but as ever with my music, everything takes time to like ferment. It's like a fine wine, you know. You got to make the thing and then put it in the casket. You leave it for a little while, and then when the time is right, it will be out there. I've actually been in the studio with Misha as well recently, so you just have to wait and see what happens there.
Okay, so because of this problem, which is not a real problem, of the transmission, I'm a DJ, so I know that it's difficult to learn to young DJs how to use 2 different records, because they used to use the laptop for mixing, and I do it with vinyl. So how is the perception nowadays of a rhythm, of a beat, of a soul? How is it that easy to let people feel? Even
for me, it is. You know, I'm a drummer at heart, and my roots are Jamaica. My grandma was born in Cuba. You know what I mean? So I have a rhythm thing, I have a bass line thing as well. So I seem to have a gift for having music that makes people want to move. You know what I mean? And like I said, as long as I'm feeling it, then I hope the people that listen to it are feeling it too. But in regards to what you're saying when you talk about the people using the technology instead of using the vinyls and their ears and stuff. I mean, man, as long as they're enjoying the music, do you know what I mean, then we can't really complain. You know what I mean? Because I'm finding now that the young kids now are buying turntables. You know what I mean? They're going back to the old school way of doing it. So you know, everything has a cycle, a way of coming back around.
Okay, so I'll have to let you go and have
eat my food. Merci beaucoup.
But I have 2 questions,
sure,
which are the question of a sound check. First one is, what would say the young Omar about the Omar you became?
Man, you got old. No. What would I would hope that the young Omar would be like, wow, this guy is still having fun. You know what I mean? Because I don't feel like I just turned 50. So I don't feel like I'm 50, you know what I mean? I still think I'm like in my 20s because I'm still enjoying myself. You know what I mean? So I'm like, well, the young Omar should look forward to that. You know what I mean? Because that means I've been enjoying myself. I'm blessed. I'm so blessed to be able to get up in the morning. I got and I can even stay in bed in the morning if I like. My studio is at the end of my garden. I can go into the garden, create music if I want, or I can go and travel the world, come to places like Paris, you know what I mean, Spain, Italy, Germany, wherever it is, and entertain people. People still want to hear my music as well, and that's my job. You know what I mean? So I give thanks to whoever, Jehovah, Jah, whoever, you know, the higher power that gives me that pleasure to be able to do that.
Okay, and now, the last one, what would you say if you had to meet
the young Omar?
Yeah.
Just keep doing what you're doing, man. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't change a thing. Do you know what I mean? There's certain experiences in my life which have led me to this moment now. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, I can't really, as if I changed something. You know, it's like in Back to the Future.
Right.
And he says, don't alter anything because that'll mess everything up for later on. That's what I'm saying. So you got to keep everything as it was, because here we are now. I made albums deep. I work with all these people that you see me working with, and I'm enjoying my life. So keep it all the same.
Great. Thank you very much.
Non, merci beaucoup.
Thank you very much. And, let's have a great show tonight.
Thank you.
Merci, c'était donc pour Radio New Morning. Omar, on continue l'émission tranquillement, mais encore un grand moment de partage de musique. Merci.
I keep you